Ahem. What's up, people of the world? This is me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and welcome to another Casa Grande's episode review. Today, I'm reviewing the episode Flea Market. Now, this episode, this one's a doozy. This one had a lot of hype behind it because this episode has Lori as a guest star. That makes her the second. That makes her the second Loud family member to appear in the Casa Grandes after Lincoln. So yeah, that was one of the big reasons. That was one of the big reasons as to why this episode had a lot of hype behind it. And I generally I generally was very excited to see Lori show up in the Casa Grandes for the first time. And so this episode, it's very interesting. I didn't know the plot going in. I actually had no idea what the plot was about. So this episode has a very interesting conflict, and I'll explain. But first, I'll give you a little bit more background information. Let's as Dr. Wolf would say, but let's start from the beginning. So Bobby is actually the reason Bobby and Lori are getting together is because they're having a an anniversary, or rather a pizza-versary, because they're actually celebrating the anniversary of their first date, and that's actually their first date was at Gus's Games and Grub, and they had a pizza there, and Bobby burnt his tongue for I guess the pizza was too hot or whatever, and so they're going to a pizza place again. Actually, it looks like they're going to like a Regal restaurant, a fine dining restaurant. But they're still eating pizza there. But there's another problem. Bobby has no one to watch over the Mercado while he's doing this. So first he asks first he tells Hector about it, and then he enlists the help of Ronnie Ann, CJ, and Carl. But already Bobby is kind of apprehensive about doing this because he doesn't exactly trust anyone to watch over the Mercado, and I'll explain why in a sec. So, long story short, Bobby is trying to he's trying to run back and forth between spending time with Lori on their pizzaversary and checking back over to see if the Mercado is in good shape, because again, Bobby doesn't trust Ronnie Ann and CJ and Carl to watch over the Mercado because he keeps calling them right on the phone, and then he actually has a hidden camera in one of the pinatas, right? So he winds up spying on them and the reason for all this is because Bobby sees that they're not running the Mercado in the way that he would like it to be run. So in other words, it's either his way or the highway. And Ronnie Ann and the CJ and Carl, they don't really appreciate this, and so they they obscure the hidden camera with I think bubblegum or whatever. And so yeah, this actually everybody gets pissed off in this situation because hold on. Yeah, Bobby gets pissed off because the Mercado isn't being run in his way. Or Ronnie and CJ and Carl all get pissed off because Bobby doesn't trust any of them to run the Mercado, and Lori gets pissed off because, well, she's tired of having to wait on Bobby over and over again, and that creates all kinds of conflict for everybody involved. And what I do appreciate in this episode, if I could touch on it real quick, is that Bobby shows seniority in this episode for the first time. He shows seniority towards Ronnie and CJ and Carl, and yeah, we've never really seen this side of we've never really seen this take charge attitude from Bobby before, and I gotta respect that about him. Let me tell you, Bobby has come a long way from being sort of a dunce to someone who knows who's responsible and knows how to take charge in any situation. So yeah, that's what I've loved about Bobby's character development, and that really shines in this episode. But unfortunately, he's he's the reason that everyone is mad. He's pissing Ronnie Ann and them off, and he's also pissing Lori off, like I said. But at one point, fast forward to to the next scene where Lori finds out about the I mean the notifications go away. Lori finds out about the situation, or rather, Bobby opens up to Lori about his predicament, and Lori just tells him. Lori tells him that Bobby has nothing to worry about, and that he should trust his family members, any of them, to watch over them at Gado with no problem. And Lori also states that just because. Well, first Bobby states that they're not running it in the exact way that I would like it to be run, and Lord points out, well, have they burned the place down? Have they caused like a tremendous amount of ruckus? And Lori was like, well, if not, then you should trust them. And what she also tells Bobby is that everyone has their own method of doing things, and so long as it's a good method, and so long as the method works, then Bobby should trust any of his family members, especially Ronnie Ann and CJ and Carl, to watch over the Mercado when Bobby can't work there. So, very that's a very good advice from Lori to Bobby, and yeah. I gotta say, the character interactions in this episode were very good and very compelling, and everyone had reason to be mad. And unfortunately, Bobby was sort of the cause of why everyone was mad in the first place. He was pissing off both parties in the situation, but he actually learns from his mistake, and he apologizes to Ronnie and CJ and Carl. Excuse me. Yeah, still burping up that Dr. Pepper. Anyway, so he apologizes to all three of them, and he says that he'll be able to trust them from now on, and so after all said and done, Lori and Bobby do wind up having their pizzaversary date, but all the other restaurants are closed, and apparently it's too late to go anywhere because, like I said, restaurants are closed, even though they shouldn't have been, because it was still broad daylight outside by the time the episode was finished. So, Lori and Bobby actually have their date on the roof. They have a date on the roof again, and it goes pretty well for it being on the roof, and it almost goes well until Bobby's Pizza Tux gets he starts getting attacked by these pigeons because yeah, I forgot to mention this, but he has this he's been wearing this Pizza Tux for this date. He was planning on wearing this for and making it for a long time. Fria's no, I think Carlota is the one who made the Pizza Tux, but turns out it's made with actual pepperonis for some reason, and that's why the pigeons were attacking Bobby. And I think Laura just giggles at this after that, if I can remember correctly. And then that's how the episode ends. So yeah, I gotta say, this episode surprised me with its premise, and because I wasn't sure exactly what the plot was about. I thought it was only going to focus on just Lori and Bobby, but it turns out it focused on even more than that. And for what we got out of the episode, I I'm I I what can I say? I like the episode for what it is. It definitely exceeded my expectations for what I thought the episode was going to be, and it turned out to be even better than I expected. The only thing I don't like about this episode is that it kind of went by a little too quickly, at least for me. Like it feels like everything just happened like in the blink of an eye. Yeah. So that's my only gripe about the episode. But that's not really the episode's fault. That's just the illusion of time, going faster or slower depending on what the hell you're doing. But anyway, all in all, I really love this episode. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and especially if you're a fan of Lori and Bobby. So and there's also some really cute dialogue between them too. Like Lori points out that Bobby looks really cute in his pizza tuxedo, and yeah, you know it's funny. Lori and Bobby went from being the cookie cutter relationship in the whole franchise to actually developing into a relationship that I genuinely care about. So yeah, there you go. So if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe and hit like the video if you liked it, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And also, if you liked the episode, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to as many of you as possible. So also, stay tuned for more Loud House and Casa Grandes episodes. I still have several more throughout the next few days, actually. I've been uploading reviews for the Loud House and the Casa Grandes every single day for like, what, a week? Wow, that's a new record for me. But yeah, it'll wind up being a week for like daily uploads. I don't do daily uploads very often. Unless I only ever do daily uploads for like a special occasion. If I'm doing like a marathon of videos for whatever reason or another. So yeah, I've got more episode reviews on the way for the Loud House and the Casa Grandes, and I also got a discussion video for the WWE 2020 Royal Rumble next week. So look forward to all of that within the next couple of days, because new Loud House episodes are coming on tomorrow. That's why I say I have even more on the way. So yeah, that should be good for you guys. All right. Once again, I'm Alex Wimmer, aka AP3 Jump. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. And once again, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. That is it for me, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.